Okay, so we're ready to get signal into the computer now. I've got the reamp running out through my little labs, out of my little labs, into the pedal board, out of the pedal board, into my splitter, out of my splitter, into my 2 amps. We're currently using this Bogner JCM 800 and my little Newcomb Pathfinder amplifier. Pathfinder is going into the 160 out there, and the Bogner is going to the 57 out there, okay? 57 and 160 are coming back into Pro Tools here through my undertone audio channel strip. So I'm using my top one for my 57, my bottom one for my 160, and both of those are patched into my LA3As over here back into Pro Tools, okay? Let's just listen to what we've got and check this out here. Here's my reamp out inside of the screen here, and I'm patching it out of 7 and 8, okay? So we're currently using channel 7. We're about to reamp the left guitar track. So this is our Bogner 800. And then this is the Newcomb. Okay, so let's play with these tones a little bit and let's see how this is sounding. I'm gonna dial up some EQ here, I'm gonna dial up some levels, and let's just have some fun. All right, so I'm just gonna loop this chorus section here, and we're only gonna play with this preamp gain here and then this output level, which is gonna adjust how hard we hit our LA3A, okay? So no EQ is on, I got this output level off. We are running in 200 ohms. 50 ohms you would want to use for a ribbon, so we use the 50 ohms on the ribbon. Phantom power is off, here we go. Okay, that's a good stage there, especially because if we look at our meter, it's hitting at a good level there. All right, cool. Now let's adjust our output and how hard we're gonna hit our LA3A. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ride this knob and you're gonna see the LA3A meter move more. All right, that sounds pretty good there to me. Okay, so the reason I typically like an LA3A on guitar is because I want to just chomp down on that wave a little bit and bring some tightness and focus to it, but I don't really want to alter the tone. I don't want to change its EQ balance. If anything, I want to soften its top end because guitars are typically really aggressive on top. So what I'm looking for when I'm hitting an LA3A is like the amount of like, I want to go to the most aggressive point, back down to where it sounds boring, and then find a point right in between what's too aggressive and what's boring, and something that lives in an exciting world that is easy. So this is set to compress mode. It looked like it was hitting about 5 to 7 dB. I'm happy with that. It sounds pretty good. So let's move on to the next amplifier, which is our little Pathfinder, Newcomb Pathfinder. And I got the 160 on there, and let's dial that up. Okay, so this one's gonna be set to 50 ohms because it's the ribbon microphone. So it likes to be driven a little hotter with a lower impedance on the transformer. So let's just start with the gain at the lowest here. We're gonna turn the output off, and let's just get a good preamp level. Now going like one notch too loud is kind of cool, actually. It sounds really good on it. Let's change the output level and let's adjust how hard we're gonna hit our LA3A. They sound good on their own. Let's listen to them together and let's just hear how they sound. They're clearly out of phase. Notice the difference in phase, out of phase. So now that we've got them in phase, let's listen to them in the mix here. Okay, great. So the last thing to do is to check our room mic. So since we're about to check our room mic, we know that one of these microphones is out of phase. It might be out of phase in the room. So I'm gonna change the phase down here to make sure that it isn't out of phase in the room and that the room mics are actually picking up the phase aligned amplifiers. So let's try this. So I switch my phase on my little AB box there, and let's open up these room mics and listen to it. We change the phase. Yeah, it sounds better with it out of phase. Cool, let's listen to the close mics again. So there's the close mics with the room. Let's give this room just a little bit more gain. I'm using these Lola preamps right here. That sounds pretty good. Let's listen to it in the mix. Okay, cool. So now that we've done that, the last step to do before we start messing with our pedal board and our tone here is just to listen to the mics in solo and just see if there's any little EQ that we want to do on them, any little filtering, little small 1, 3 dB, little boost, anything. So let's play around with this EQ on this 57 here. Okay, so we're going to play with this EQ here. The first things that we're going to do is we're going to use these filters over here. So Mr. Mustache, he's our best friend. So let's just listen to this 57 in solo and turn this EQ on. Okay, nice little subtle difference there. We're doing a little bit of high pass filtering here, or high pass filtering at 100, a little bit of low pass filtering at 8 kilohertz. Just a little bit of resonance and a little bit decrease here to decrease that low end. Let's play with some top end and some bottom end EQ here. Okay, that top end sounds cleaner now. Let's try some bottom end. Okay, so we're basically doing we're doing a medium bell at around 60-ish hertz here. A 1 dB boost on the bottom end. Nothing in the mids yet. We're doing a top end boost here. This is like a GML shelf, and that's at 8 kilohertz, and we're raising a little bit of that bandwidth to try to boost a little bit around the 8 kilohertz and lower around the 4 kilohertz. If you want to know more about the nerd stuff, I have a video that we made together for this. So anyways, that sounds pretty good. Let's just try this LATS feature, which is the notch feature. and let's see if we can cut out any annoying, harsh top end frequencies with this. So I'm gonna set this to phase cancel mode, which is at 6 there, or at 5. And let's gonna set this at the thinnest, and let's just sweep around and see what we get. Okay, so we're just doing like a 1.5 dB cut around 3 kilohertz there, just to notch out a little bit of top end. Let's hear it with the EQ and with that. Awesome, so we've only done little 1 dB little boosts here, giving it a little bit more air than we probably should. Let's do that now. Perfect. Not really wanting to alter the tone, we just want to clean up the signal. So that's why I like to stay in little 1 dB little boosts and little range. I just want to make the mic sound more natural as opposed to have some harsh overtones. Let's solo up this 160 here instead, and let's play with the EQ on that. Okay, great. We're giving it a little bit of hair on the top there. We've cut down the bottom end a little bit, removed some boominess. Let's play with this top end EQ. Great, let's try to give it a little bit more impact on the bottom here. Okay, great. Same thing with the notch filter. Let's find a frequency that's going to sound harsh, and let's cut that out. Sounds pretty good. Maybe we went a little too far on that right there. Maybe just a little too far there. Let's go back down to 1.5 here. Let's hear that sound. Okay, so we've increased the clarity, we've increased the impact, we've changed and removed any annoying characteristics of the mid-range. It's really important to note that I've stayed in 1 dB ranges here because I'm really just trying to focus on cleaning up the characteristics of the mic and the cab and the signal flow right now. I'm not trying to alter the tone. I just want it to sound more defined and cleaner. So let's listen to both of these together, and let's listen to them in the mix now and just kind of play around with it for a bit. Okay, I just changed the phase on the room mics, and that sounded better there. Let's try that again. Okay, cool. So we've got the initial sound sounding pretty good here. Now we're ready to go tweak some amps, dial some pedals, and make the sound real good. So it's earplug time. It's time to pop in these earplugs and get loud.